Hey everyone, I'm the Island Farmer, or just Chris if that's a mouthful. This is going to be the summer tour video. I wish I could say it's the summer solstice video. I've been making videos on the summer and winter solstice as well as the spring and fall equinoxes. I thought that'd be a good idea because it's kind of like the peaks of the season astronomically. But life happens, so this video is a little bit late for that. Still get to show you the summertime here in Florida and how everything's doing. So first off, the avocado tree has changed quite a bit since the last video, which has been several months, but still this thing is about to outgrow me, which is always a great feeling when your trees outgrow you after you've been taking care of them for so long. Can't wait to see this thing fruit finally. So I know most of y'all didn't come here to see me, so I'm gonna get up out of here and show you all my plants. So right behind my avocado tree is my chicken coop. I built the chicken coop all by myself. Just got a bunch of materials from the department store, wire, 4x4s, 2x4s, all that, and threw it together. Now, this is a coop muscadine grape that's growing on top of it. It's planted right there in the corner, so it gets plenty of chicken fertilizer. They like to kick out a lot of stuff out their coop, which I'm going to have to put a splash guard around that so they don't kick dirt out into my rock pathways that I'm building. Which, by the way, sorry, the place looks kind of like a mess right now. I'm working on landscaping the backyard, so just bear with me. Hopefully the next video will all be done. But this is a grapevine, a coop muscadine grapevine that's been growing on the chicken coop for, this is its third year, and it's planted right there in the corner, so it gets plenty of chicken fertilizer. Grapes love nitrogen, especially chicken poop. It's just loaded, and the grapevine itself is loaded with grapes. It's kind of hard to see. They're usually under the leaves. Take a closer look here. See some up there. But this is where I get the eggs out of the chicken coop. Made these little hatches. After I finish this landscaping project, I'm gonna fix up this chicken coop quite a bit. I need to redo the rain catcher, and I want to make a egg collector on the back and do a couple other little things. I have some carnivorous plants growing on the corners of this chicken coop. These are Nepenthes pitcher plants. Which, this one's not doing as good as the other one, but I like these here to help control the gnats that fly around the chicken coop. I also need to pull these grapevines up, kind of control them a little bit more. The chickens are in there, hopefully laying some eggs and composting for me. So over here I have another Nepenthes. It's getting a little smothered from the grapevines. This one's doing pretty good though. And right next to my chicken coop, which there's a rain catcher on top, and it fills up these buckets, and then I have a drain and overflow system that goes into my vegetable garden. A Florida summertime vegetable garden. There's like almost nothing growing in it. I've actually been letting the ducks in here to clean it up for me, which they've been doing a really good job. They've completely cleaned it up. There's a couple okra plants in here that are getting pretty big. I'll show you just how big these okra plants are. Almost that high. Got some pretty big okras on them too. Massive. So that's all the excitement for the vegetable garden right now. In another month the temperature should start dropping, which means I can get some starts going inside, maybe where it's cooler, and have them ready for out here. The bananas producing like crazy. They are very prolific. Really like these banana variety, which is a grand name, by the way. And then this mulberry tree is starting to get pretty big. And this is the duck pond. Ducks are in there having some fun. That's Myrtle making all the noise. I think she has some eggs back here, which is why she's acting like that. And then that's Case and I think Mindy. Yeah. Molly is sitting on a nest on the other side. We'll take a peek at her too. But the bananas are doing good. They're all producing. Neighbor's mango tree is done fruiting. Not a huge fan of the woodpeckers this year. They've pecked holes in quite a bit of the mangoes. And then over here, so this is a thornless key lime tree. I think this is its second growth since I've planted it, but hopefully that focuses and you can see it. It's definitely got leaf miners, although the new growth here doesn't seem to have them very bad. Leaves are definitely curling though, so I don't know, we'll see how this does over time. It's my smallest tree right now. It's only about waist high. It's getting up above that now. This mulberry tree, which was looking half dead in the last video, has definitely popped back. It hasn't made much new growth yet, so it's kind of got like a very weird shape to it. It's pretty elongated on this one side here, but that'd be okay. It's pretty easy to shape mulberry trees. My Namdok mango has outgrown me and has been producing fruit. It's only got I think like 4 mangoes still on it, but they're very good. I have a couple inside the refrigerator. This tree is doing really well. Then I have another grapevine here. This is a scarlet muscadine grape. And this thing is just loaded. Super loaded. It's not as big as the other one. This is maybe like a third of the size of the other grapevine. But man, this thing has just loaded with grapes. And they're starting to ripen. So that's great. And that's where it's planted. So this is also new since the last video. Put a little raised bed area here. I just planted this lemongrass. I just trimmed it actually like a few days ago, and that's how much it's grown already. But I'm planning on putting some other stuff in here. I just don't know what yet. I was thinking since it gets like shade for most of the day, see it's like morning time, it only gets like afternoon sun. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to put in there. If you guys have any suggestions, throw it down in the comments. I'd love to hear some suggestions. I was thinking maybe try kiwis. Tried those a while ago and they died from the heat. So I don't know, maybe I could give that a shot. Trimmed up the figs really well, so I got them growing away now instead of into the house. And then I'm not sure if you can see, I got my dragon fruit right inside here, and it's all got new shoots. Some of those are gonna go in the front, and then I'm gonna get some nice pots and maybe do like a little dragon fruit, potted dragon fruit area right here. the sugarcane since the last video. It's our rainy season now, so the sugarcane is really popping. The last video is super dry, and you know that's what it's like here. For like 5-6 months out the year it doesn't rain, and then the other half of the year it rains every single day, like 5 inches a day. And this is also where the gutter, see if we can see that. Yeah, the gutter kind of goes in right here. So the sugarcane gets tons and tons of water, but that gutter, you know, during rainy season was kicking out so much water that, you know, I was having like a washout. The dirt was just like big old trench right here. So right in here, I don't really have much going right now because it's summer, but there is a volunteer carrot plant that is getting pretty big. There's also some volunteer catnip and volunteer beans. Haven't really done anything with this. Haven't even really had to weed it. This screen barrier seems to help with that quite a bit. Keeps a lot of the weed seeds from getting in there. Been cleaning up this area a little bit. It's was kind of like a holding area for a lot of stuff. The blueberries are doing good. This Brightwell seems to be doing the best. I went and got 2 more for the front. Which one was this one? The Gulf Coast or the Emerald? They're all doing alright, but those Brightwell blueberries are doing the best. What are you doing, Irie? You being weird? Yeah. I think right in here I got some, there's one strawberry kind of hanging in there. And then these little guys are loquat seeds that I threw in there that sprouted. I just tossed all my seeds in there when I was eating loquats, and looks like about 5 of them have come up. So this is the loquat tree, which looks a lot different than the last video. I trimmed it up really good after it finished fruiting, and I can walk under it now, which is really nice. This tree's been doing really good. You know, it kind of seems like I might have butchered it, but this would be a good time to trim it. It will probably double in size before it fruits again. It'll be pretty tall and shaped away from the house, which is all important. So right in here, I'm almost got all the river rocks cleaned up, but I got all my little fruit trees in the pots here. The grapefruit, the peach, papayas, mulberries, figs, a whole bunch of stuff that I've kind of started from cuttings. Sounds like they're laying an egg in there. And before we get too far, let's check out these. This is the lemon tree and the guava tree that has 2 fruits still on. This one almost looks like it's ready to pick there. Get that after I finish making this video. And the lemon tree has tons and tons of lemons on. Seems to have dropped a lot of leaves on the lower branches, but it's still doing pretty good. It is in a huge pot, so I need to get these river rocks out of here and get all this stuff planted. Molly is over here on her nest. I think she's getting pretty close. She's been on there for a few weeks. Kind of hard to see her in there. It's so sunny out. She's down in there though. She's sitting on quite a bit of eggs. And then hopefully she doesn't freak out, but got a pineapple. This is that pear tree that was looking pretty sparse in the last video. It's grown quite a bit. Probably gonna prune some of those back branches. Anything that's like growing this way, I'll prune and just leave all the stuff coming out this way. It's got a nice shape to it away from the house there. So this is kind of an interesting thing. I had a blackberry here for several years and then a tayberry here for quite a while. And I found this Mysore raspberry. It's like a tropical raspberry. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll plant this right in between. And it started growing like really, really well. And it made some fruit and they were delicious. But it seems to have killed the blackberry and the tayberry. Which I'm not really all that sad about. I love variety, but at the same time I didn't like the blackberries. They were kind of tart, and the tayberry never fruited. So that's the Mysore raspberry. Really loving it. It's got some pretty crazy thorns on it. They're very, very sharp, but it's growing great in this heat, and the raspberries themselves are so delicious. I only got like 5 this year, but hopefully next time I get baskets because it's grown quite a bit. So right up here I got a carabola tree, or a starfruit tree, and I gotta say, you know, I was looking everywhere around here for a Kerry starfruit tree. I was asking all the nurseries for one, and no one had one, so I bought one online. And the place I bought it from shipped it, you know, in the mail, and they cut the trunk off, the top of it, to fit it in a box. And now this thing doesn't want to grow up. It just wants to bush out right here. And these things are supposed to grow up. So I'm kind of ticked off about that, honestly. This thing should have gained quite a bit of height. It should probably be like this tall by now. I mean, you can see the branch have grown quite a bit. And the worst part about this is every nursery around here has a Kerry starfruit tree now. I'm not sure if they ordered them for me or what, but this is frustrating because the spot here, I wanted it to grow straight up, trim all the branches, and then let it bush out above the fence line. So that's going to be a hard one to shape. Let's go to the front yard. So this is made a little video about putting in this little garden area here, and this papaya tree has been doing really, really good. It stopped fruiting for a little bit, but now it's fruiting again. And this is just one tree. I lost one branch out here, but it's got some more coming in now. So that rosemary has been doing pretty good. It was looking kind of rough before when I tied it up and trimmed it, but you can see now it's kind of bushed back out, and it's getting pretty tall as well, which is what I'm trying to get it to do. I'm trying to get it to grow up rather than out into the sidewalk. I planted those Brightwell blueberries here. They're doing pretty good. For some reason this one's doing a lot better than that one. I don't know, maybe the leaves are just kind of hitting the sun a little bit more. I trimmed up the Barbados cherry quite a bit, like probably 2/3 of it trimmed off of it, and it had a huge growth spurt, but some of it has grown back into the house, so I'm gonna have to trim that up again. Unfortunately, it didn't flower or fruit. Maybe next time. Desert rose is surviving. I'm actually thinking about getting some sand, some really coarse sand, and kind of fortifying that. My peppercorn, which was looking pretty dead in the last video, has bounced back. I don't know if you guys can notice all this dead growth here. It was huge. It was like completely taken over this thing here. And then it died, or almost died. So I'm pretty happy it's kind of bouncing back now, and it seems to be growing really, really well. I figured out that, you know, because it's in a big clay pot, it's going to dry out quite a bit, so it needs pretty heavy watering quite often. I had a desert rose right here which died, but one of the branches, let's see if we can get real close up on this. I just stuck in the ground, and it actually seems like it's rooted. It has a leaf there. Got the sage is still alive behind here, which is amazing. Those usually don't last very long. One thing I kind of want to ask you guys is, this is looking kind of drab. It's a lot of herbs in here, which, you know, don't look too pretty. They mostly look like weeds from the road, especially when you let like the basil go to seed like this. So I'm thinking about bringing the herbs into the back and making like a little herb section in that food forest, and then trying to find some prettier stuff to plant up here, some brighter things, maybe things to attract pollinators. So if you guys have any suggestions about stuff that can grow in zone 10, please let me know in the comments. This peach tree, which looked completely dead in the last video, has popped back, thankfully. I think one of the big problems was these garlic chives had grown so much that they were blocking these sprinklers, these misters, from actually giving it water. So it's getting water again now, and it's looking pretty good. This is I got a lot of pineapples planted in the front here, so I guess once those get bigger, it will look a little bit better, but I definitely want to brighten it up. This oregano is getting huge, and I'm gonna be putting, in the next like week or two, I'm gonna be putting my tiki statue right here in the corner, which should also brighten it up. Got a couple figs right here. It seems like one of them died. I have 5 varieties from all over the world, and I just think this one here in the middle couldn't take the heat and has kicked it. This lemongrass needs to be trimmed again. I think I'm actually going to move that to the back, because that's pretty much all I use it for, is trimming it, and then I bring it to the back anyways. So instead of walking it all the way around back there, I'm just going to move it back there. This grapevine, I kind of pushed this over here. I'm going to, after it finished fruiting, I'm going to kind of tie it up so I get a little bit more growth on this side. But yeah, all this is doing good. Alright, this is my sweetheart lychee tree in the front yard. As you can see, it's almost getting head high, which is really exciting. These things are slow growers, but it's starting to get quite a bit of new growth quite often, so I think it might have hit water, meaning the roots are down to like the water table, which here, I mean, it's only like 4 feet down, so it doesn't take much, but once they get that, they got a never-ending supply of water to you know, grow with. And also got a couple little lychees on right here still. Not sure if they're gonna hold on or not, but over here we got my red Tahiti coconut. We'll go check out. You guys can see it down there. Starting to grow pretty good. The last video, I think it was only had 2 little leaves on it, so it's grown quite a bit. It should start really taking off here. But if you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button, and please subscribe. Thank you for watching.